Have you ever wondered where aviation legends go when they retire? Spoiler alert, they're not rusting in some backyard. They are polished, preserved, and proudly displayed in these jaw-dropping aviation museums. From moon-bound capsules to Cold War missile hangars, here are the top 10 aviation museums every true av geek needs to visit. Number 10. The Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum, DC royalty. Welcome to the rock star of aviation museums. Founded in 1946, this Washington, D.C. giant houses over 60,000 aviation and space aircrafts, including the actual 1903 Wright Flyer and the Apollo 11 command module Columbia. Yep, that's the one that brought the moonwalkers home. The place is so packed that only 10% of its collection fits on display at once. And since 2018, it's been undergoing a $360 million renovation because clearly, space history deserves an upgrade. Come for the rockets? Stay for the chills. Number 9. Military Aviation Museum, where the planes still fly. Forget dusty hangars. This Virginia-based legend is alive and airborne. Nicknamed America's Flying Museum, it spreads across 130 acres and flaunts over 50 fully flyable Warbirds from World War I and World War II. Visitors don't just look at history, they hear it roar overhead during epic air shows like Warbirds Over the Beach, Summer of Flight, and other vintage-themed aviation events. And yes, you can book a ride in a 1941 Boeing Stearman and play out your inner Top Gun fantasy. Minus the G-forces, but with all the wind-in-your-face nostalgia. Number 8. Wings Over the Rockies, sci-fi meets supersonic. Housed in a former Air Force hangar in Denver, this museum combines Cold War nostalgia with geek culture. You'll find a rare Rockwell B-1A Lancer, one of only 4 ever built, and a full-scale Star Wars X-Wing. Yeah, really. It attracts over 160,000 visitors a year from 34 countries and features rotating exhibits, flight simulators, interactive cockpits, and immersive aviation-themed activities for all ages and interests. And if you want to touch history, head to their second site, Exploration of Flight at Centennial Airport, for hands-on experiences, pilot meet and greets, and even drone flying zones. Jedi robes optional. Number 7. National Museum of the U.S. Air Force, the Military Titan. This beast near Dayton, Ohio, is the oldest and largest military aviation museum on Earth. Founded in 1923, it sprawls across 19 acres of indoor space with over 350 aircraft and missiles. You want Cold War chills? Step into the missile gallery, where real ICBMs like the Titan II once stood on 24/7 alert, surrounded by detailed launch control replicas and chilling audio simulations. In 2016, they opened a 4th mega hangar packing in 224,000 square feet of exhibits on space R&D and global air dominance. Translation: bring comfortable shoes and maybe a backup memory card. Number 6. The Canvas Aviation Museum, Art Deco meets Afterburner. This museum is housed in Wichita's historic 1935 terminal, back when the city had more flight traffic than JFK on a Friday. Think 600 daily flights, or one every 90 seconds. The terminal is an Art Deco time capsule, complete with 360-degree original control tower view. Outside, a B-52 Stratofortress with a 185-foot wingspan and a KC-135 refueling tanker ready to impress. One of the hangars even showcases a rare Beech Starship, a futuristic composite aircraft that looked straight out of a sci-fi film. Its history you can literally walk through and under. Number 5. Imperial War Museum Duxford, the Battle of Britain's backyard. Located on a historic RAF base in Cambridgeshire, Duxford isn't just a museum, it's an operational airfield where vintage Warbirds still take off. It's home to nearly 200 aircraft, including those flown by the 1st American Eagle Squadron. Beyond the skies, it boasts tanks, artillery, and a World War I Mark V behemoth. The site even served as a filming location for movies like Battle of Britain and Dunkirk. It also hosts epic air shows that make you forget you're in a museum and not stuck inside Dunkirk. Number 4. The Puma Air and Space Museum, the Desert Giant. With nearly 400 aircraft spread over 80 outdoor acres, this Tucson-based museum is a sun-baked dream, and it's next door to the Davis Monthan Boneyard, the world's largest aircraft graveyard. Rare gems like the SR-71 Blackbird and a replica Apollo capsule await. It also has one of the few remaining B-36 Peacemakers ever built. 6 props, 4 jets, total overkill. In 2012, it even launched the Boneyard Project, turning old planes into contemporary art, because why shouldn't a decommissioned bomber double as a canvas? Hey, why not land yourself in the top 3 by hitting subscribe? These final picks are aviation heaven on Earth. Number 3. Canada Aviation and Space Museum, Northern Altitude. Ottawa's finest aviation hub holds over 130 aircraft. From pioneering bush planes to Avro Lancaster bombers, it's split into 3 main collections: early Canadian aviation, World War I military aircraft, and the modern-day Royal Canadian Air Force. But wait, there's more. It also has Life in Orbit, an interactive astronaut exhibit where you can simulate space chores, because who doesn't want to vacuum in zero-G? You can even step inside a replica space module, try robotic arm simulation, and explore what it's like to live and work aboard the ISS, minus the freeze-dried food. Number 2. Deutsches Museum Flugfurt-Schleißheim, German engineering at its finest. Set on Germany's oldest active airfield from 1912, this museum is pure aviation heritage. Inside its 7,500 square meters are 50-plus aircraft, from early gliders to World War II's Messerschmitt Bf-109 and Cold War legends like the F-104 Starfighter. Every year it hosts an international fly-in welcoming historic aircraft from all across Europe. They even run a flying classroom because obviously German school kids need to know how jet engines work by age 12. Number 1. The Royal Air Force Museum, the Crown Jewel. Split between London and RAF Cosford, the RAF Museum is a kingdom of aviation icons. From the Sopwith Camel to Britain's massive V bombers like the Vulcan and Victor, it captures every era of flight. Don't miss the National Cold War exhibition or the Spitfire VR experience. In 2009, it even attempted a Guinness World Record. Most Airfix Spitfire models built in a day. Because nothing screams British heritage like thousands of miniature warplanes and a stopwatch.